Hello friends, my name is Sarah. I am the maker, artist, knitter behind Denim and Rain. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I've been knitting now for about 7 years, and throughout those years have made quite a few different sweaters. At the beginning, only a sweater here or there, and not always very successfully. However, more recently, say the last 2-3 years, I've been a little bit more successful in my garment knitting. So I've got a giant pile of sweaters to show you that I have knit, and these are all of my sweaters. I thought I'd share instead of just like the ones I've recently knit. Like, this is all of it, minus the ones that weren't so successful. Maybe they didn't fit me or I gifted, etc. I have knit my sister a couple of sweaters. I've knit a couple of other ones, 2 for sure that have gone to a friend of mine that I just didn't like the fit of or whatever, or I just didn't wear them. They went to her. But in my wardrobe currently, I have 12 pullover sweaters and 3 cardigans. My plan is to go through all of my sweaters, really analyze, do I like the way this fits? Do I wear this? Will I continue to wear this? And if it's not something I'll wear, what would I like to do with it? Would I like to hold on to it for my daughter? Do I want to gift it to somebody else who might be the same size? Do I want to frog it? That's kind of where I'm at right now with some of these things. I've already kind of gone through, usually like when I start wearing my sweaters, I decide I don't like this and I'll immediately get rid of it. But some of the sweaters I've held on to, I feel like, for a little while longer. And then, yeah, just kind of looking at everything I've made and really appreciating it before we hit that fall and winter season where I really dive in and start wearing them all. First up, I'm going to go through my cardigans. I have 3 cardigans. This first one is actually one of my first garments I made, and it is not knit, it is crocheted. So this is my no-named cardigan. I think I was going to, I forget what I was going to name it, but it was going to have a name. It's this really fun wave crochet stitch. There is another cardigan pattern out very similar to this. I think it was in the Pom Pom magazine, maybe, pretty sure. But yeah, it's really fabulous. I crocheted this out of Lion Brand's Feels Like Butta yarn. When it first came out, they offered me up yarn support, and so this yarn was gifted to me. I had fully intended on writing the pattern, but then like some life hit and I didn't get around to it, and then when I did get around to it, I didn't take good enough notes and I wasn't sure how I had done increases here. But looking back on it, that's okay, because I feel like the increases are just a little too sharp. The yarn, I'm pretty sure, is like 100% like polyester or nylon or something like that. It's 100% synthetic fibers. It is very soft. It doesn't feel as plasticky to me as a lot of, like, you know, synthetic fibers. It's actually pretty nice. I actually don't mind the way it fits, even though it's kind of a little weird under the arms. I would wear it more if it was not this color. This particular yarn didn't have a ton of different color options. I don't know if this is even a yarn they still carry, and if they do, if they have more colors. If I could go back and do it again, I would have picked like white or black or something like that, and I probably would actually wear this. I actually wouldn't mind revisiting this cardigan and crocheting something similar to it again in the future. I don't wear it a ton, but I keep it because I like it, and it's like one of my crochet, it's the only crochet garment that I have, so it's just kind of, it's special to me. So I plan on keeping this probably for forever, and maybe Claire will wear it someday. Maybe she'll appreciate it, and I mean, if not, that's okay. I wear it every now and then and it still gets loved. I wore it to flock, so you know, it got to be shown off for a weekend. But yeah, I really like this. I crocheted this back in like, I don't know, 2017, 18, something like that. It's been a while. My next cardigan is the Champagne cardigan by Petite Knit. And this is a cardigan knit out of some thrifted alpaca yarn. It is 2 strands held double. It is a light gray and a white held double, and they kind of have this really fabulous marled look, which I love. I will say it's like, it's so drapey. The drape on this is fabulous. I have read a lot of things out there saying, oh, don't knit your stuff out of 100% alpaca. It'll stretch and it'll lose its shape. I've been wearing this for, I think, 2 years now. I feel like about 2 years. And it hasn't lost its shape. Yes, it is more drapey and maybe a little more stretchy than my other like garments, but it's actually not that bad. It does have a little bit of a prickle factor if I'm not like, if I'm like a little bit warm. I don't wear this because, yeah, the alpaca gets very warm. And then it feels a little prickly to me, but otherwise it is so dreamy soft. So dreamy soft. I love this, and I want more things made out of alpaca. This 100% is staying in my wardrobe because I wear it all the time. I do plan on changing the buttons out on it. I currently have some of my resin buttons that are white with silver. I think I'm actually going to put on some mustardy or rust color, or I have some green. I think I might put on the sage green ones I have because I think that would go really great with this. The third and last cardigan I have at the moment, more in the works, is another champagne cardigan. I made this one out of Lion Brand woolies in the, I think it's the Oxford gray, is the dark gray. And I love this one. This one gets just, this is more like, I feel like a throw on and cozy up around the house version, where the other one I pair a little bit more with things that I wear out. And this one has some dark grayish brown colored buttons, which I really like. Again, my resin buttons. I think it goes really well. This one does have a little flaw to it. My button band is a little, you know, I think I could have picked up some more stitches is what's happening here. I think I may have missed a few. And the yarn, I really like the Lion Brand woolies. To me, it's very nice and cozy and soft. It doesn't feel too plasticky to me, even though it's 80% acrylic and 20% wool. I feel like it feels pretty good. And it does wear a bit rough. It is pilling and has like that floofy fuzziness on it, which doesn't bother me. The inside is actually pilling a little bit more. Along the hem, inside along the back has some pilling. I definitely will be keeping this because it gets a lot of wear. If I could do anything different, I'd redo the button band, but I'm not that bothered about it to fix it because, again, it's more my lounge around the house cardigan, and it's very cozy and comfy, and I enjoy it a lot. Okay, the first pullover I have is my Mai Tweep sweater, which is knit out of Caron Simply Soft, and this is actually my own pattern. This is my currently only sweater garment pattern I have available. I would like to disclaimer that this was written a while ago, and it is not as size inclusive as it should be. I believe it only goes out to a 3XL. And it also does not have short row shaping. This is before I learned about the magic of short rows. You could add in your own short rows, but honestly, I plan on in the future, I don't have any immediate plans, but in the future, I plan on revisiting it, adding short rows, and adding those few more sizes to make it more size inclusive than it currently is. But I love this sweater. It is one of my go-tos. It is 100% acrylic, so I kind of think about that before I put it on. Like if I'm gonna be somewhere where it's gonna be a little warmer, I take that into consideration, being as acrylic traps all that heat and makes you real warm. But this thing is like a sweatshirt. It is so comfy. I love the Raglin increases. I love how deep the yoke is without being too deep and annoying. I love the size of the sleeves. It's just, I love this one a lot. Definitely keeping this one. It will always probably stay in my wardrobe because it was my first ever like knit sweater pattern, and again, it's so comfy and I wear it a lot. My next sweater is another one I was planning on writing a pattern up for. I actually got into the writing process, but then was derailed by some math and just, yeah, it wasn't working out the way I wanted it to. Here it is. This is like a slight mock neck with a double broken rib, the sleeves, and the hem. And this is knit out of Lion Brand's Wool Ease in the natural color. And yeah, I actually, when I first sent this up, wore it a lot. It has, however, not gotten quite as much wear in the last year, in the last couple of years. And part of that is because there is no short row shaping and it's a higher neck and it really pulls and it touches me right on the spot of the neck. That really bothers me. I'm super sensitive to things being on my neck and I didn't realize that when I first started knitting sweaters, and now I'm more aware of that. So anyways, I really like this sweater. I like the way the rest of it besides the neck fits. I like the arms. The sleeves are a little bit snug. The bind off I use is just not quite stretchy enough. And I really like the hem. It's a high-low split hem, which is really fabulous, and it's really long. It's super like oversized in the body, but not in the sleeves, which I really, really like. I don't like it when it's like way oversized everywhere. I kind of like it a little bit boxier, bigger in the body, but then not so enormous in the sleeves where your arms are like swimming in fabric. So yeah, I really like this, but I think I'm gonna frog it. Reasons being, I didn't wear it this last year, hardly at all, and I kind of want to remake it with the fixed neckline with some short rows. I really like this a lot, and there's just a couple little tweaks I want to make to it to make it so like that much better and make it so it gets worn and loved a bit more. So I do plan on frogging this at some point. I don't plan on doing that immediately because I don't have any time to work on fixing this at the moment, but I don't mind reknitting an entire sweater if it's something I love that much. So I do plan on doing that at some point. This next sweater is my first ever fingering weight sweater, and I hate it. Here it is. It's very dark, so it's gonna be kind of hard to see. This is a Reglin that is knit out of some yarn I was gifted from a, I don't remember the company name. This is really bad. At the time I was hand dyeing my own yarn, and this company sent me yarn for free to dye, to like go from like bare yarn to dyed to then finished product was kind of the idea behind it, which I did. And I didn't like the way the yarn had come out the first time. The color was just slightly off from what I was originally wanting. So I knit up the sweater and then I end up over dyeing it. And I really like the color it is now. It's really pretty, and I think the over dye turned out pretty good. I love this color. It's coming up maybe a bit warmer than it actually is in person. It's a bit cooler in person. But the sweater itself took me about a year to knit because it was my first fingering weight, and yeah, I was only used to knitting worsted weight sweaters at that point in time, so this was a drag. And well, it doesn't fit. It's a 100% superwash, so I was really clinging to that, you know, it's gonna block out thing, and the sleeves are too short. They're too short. The neck is way too wide. It's way too wide. The seed stitch is very nice in the front. I do like the seed stitch. And well, the hem is very wide. I don't like it. I would have put less positive ease into the body, would have knit the sleeves longer, would have knit the neckline smaller. So the plan for this is to just get rid of it. I will ask my sister if she wants it. If she doesn't want it, maybe one of my sister-in-laws might be interested. I just don't like it that much. I rarely wear it, and when I do wear it, I don't like the neckline. It does this weird gappy, gapey thing in the front. I don't know, it's just not very good, and I don't wear it, and that's okay. I'd rather just let it go to somebody who's gonna wear it and love it and use it. So that's the plan with this fingering weight raglan that I made. It does not have a pattern, by the way. It's just something I came up with. A good chunk of the sweaters I've knit are just that. They're just things I've come up with on the fly. All of these sweaters are kind of ish in order of when I knit them, but not 100%, because some of them I don't remember when I knit, and I didn't used to always take good notes on when I started and finished a project. I do that now, but I didn't used to. But the next sweater I have to show you is a second Mai Tweep. So this one was knit out of Hobie Amigo DK, and this one was knit in this yarn because Hobie wanted to publish my pattern on their website. So they sent me the yarn for this, and so I could knit another sample that was in their yarn that they could display on their website. So I knit this up, and you can find this pattern on their website, and you can then buy the yarn to make it, etc. I really like this one as well. This one feels a bit more plasticky than the Caron Simply Soft, maybe. I don't know. But this one feels a little like floofier. I don't know, it has a little bit more of a halo-y floof to it. And this one, because the pattern is technically worsted and this is a DK, it does have a looser gauge, but I really like that on this one. I like the looser gauge. It's a little bit more drapey and flowy and a little lighter than the other one, which is really nice. So, I like this sweater. At some point I will probably knit a third Mai Tweep to make those alterations, knitting some, you know, short row shaping, and yeah, not a whole lot to say, but this is Hobie Amigo. Again, the yarn was gifted to me. I don't know if I said that. I mean, not really gifted because I was knitting this for them for their website photos. So it was like, I got the yarn to make a sweater to then give them photos to use for their website. So it's kind of a trade-off sort of thing. The next sweater I have is my giant cotton jeans sweater. So this is knit out of Wool and the Gang's Billie Jean. I have recently showed this as I have done some fixes on this sweater. I originally crocheted a sweater out of this yarn and then frogged it because I never wore the crocheted version. And I knit a drop shoulder, and then I fixed the neckband recently to be a double like folded knit, and then I also lengthened the sleeves. Not a whole lot to say about this because I've talked about it a lot recently, but it's big, it is comfy, and it's cotton, so it's really like, I don't know, it's heavy because it's cotton, which I don't mind. I kind of like a weighted garment, but it breathes and it doesn't feel like stiflingly heavy, and yeah, I just really like this one. It's like a big heavy cotton sweatshirt that's super comfy. I love this sweater. I have no pattern for this. I just kind of winged it, made it up as I went, and it turned out pretty good. Yeah, I love it. It's really great. I will be keeping this one because I now wear it a lot. Didn't before, but now I do. Again, frogging that other sweater and making this made the yarn come to life again. So that's what I'm excited to do with that mock neck Reglin, to frog it and turn it into something that I will wear, kind of like this one. The next sweater I have is my home sweater V-neck by Caidree, and this is knit out of the Kinetic Knitters yarn. It is a fingering weight that I held double with Hobie's, oh, what was it? Hobie's Glimmer? Shiny? I don't remember. But it's their like floofy, glimmery yarn. I don't know. I'll put it, it'll be down below. So it was a fingering held with a sport for this, and it worked up absolutely beautifully. This is my first ever garment made with like a variegated indie dyed yarn. The yarn is beautiful. The sweater is beautiful. I don't like the variegated. I will never knit another one that's like this variegated. Like, I don't know. It looks like a brindled dog to me. I will still wear it actually quite a bit for not liking. Now, again, nothing wrong with the yarn. Kara's yarn is stunning, and I drooled over this yarn. I just didn't know at the time I didn't like variegated yarn garments. No, I know. But otherwise, it is absolutely fabulous. The sweater fits gorgeously. I want to knit another one of these because it fits so beautifully. The shoulder shaping on this and the short rows are absolutely gorgeous. The yarn has held up really nice. The Hobie that is held double with it kind of does this like weird pilly thing. But again, I don't really mind pilling. It's not even pilling, it's like fluffing. I don't know how to describe it, but I don't mind that much. I do need to get a gleaner at some point in time, but I really like this sweater. I learned a lesson with the yarn color choice or the type of dyeing that was used in this, and now I know. But I love this sweater a lot, and I will continue to wear this even though it's not my favorite yarn like color choice. I mean, I could over dye it, but I don't mind that much. I think it's kind of one of those like fun, funky sweaters to have that, you know, it's a statement. This is a statement to me. I have another V-neck. This is a Raglin VNeck that I just kind of made up. It has a fabulous little mock cable going down the raglan and down the side of the body, which I love. This is knit out of Mary Maxim's Woodlands base. I think it's a 90% acrylic, 10% alpaca. It's a beautiful color. I really like this color. It's like slightly like marled and like it has like almost a tonal quality to it, which I really like. I love this sweater. I actually wear this one quite a bit, and it does, like, it is mostly acrylic, so it does get kind of warm, but the V-neck kind of helps the breathing aspect, and it does get a slight prickle because the length of the like hair, the alpaca hairs, some of them are a bit long. Like this is an alpaca yarn, like there's so many of them in here that they stick out and they kind of prickle a bit, but only when it's like really warm. When it's cooler, I don't notice. It seems pretty decently soft, but then when it starts to get hot, I feel that prickle. But I love this sweater a lot. I foresee myself continuing to wear it a lot this fall and winter. Yeah, it's definitely a keeper. Oh, this next one I'm so torn about. Okay, this next one is the Untuva sweater by Ronja. I think is how you pronounce it. I don't know how to pronounce her name. I am very sorry. But this color sweater is stunning. I love this Colorwork so much. The moment she posted it, I was like, that one, I want it. So I actually I test knit this for her, and it is knit out of Lion Brand Wool Ease, which I like the yarn. The yarn is fabulously soft. It has really softened up after blocking and washing. I added the color work to the ends of the sleeves. My color work is a little tight. You can see it kind of pulling in. Oops. But I don't like the way this fits at all. And I don't think it's a fault of the pattern either. I think it's just I don't like the way that round yokes fit my body. I have a very squared like shoulder. I have like not like super muscly arms, but I do have fairly muscular like shoulders and arms, and it just feels a little weird on them. It like I don't have like nice sloopy feminine shoulders at all. Like they feel very box. There they are. So like I feel like if I had a little bit more of a slopey shoulder, like it would fit better. And it just like it bunches up weird. I don't know, like I knit my size. Like I knit the size small. Should have been the right size for my bust circumference, etc. I don't think round yokes, because I have knit a round yoke before that my husband actually shrunk in the washer and the dryer. We don't need to talk about that though. I'm not bitter at all. And I didn't like the way that one fit either. That one was a Petite knitter, the Petite knitter pattern. Another gorgeous pattern, and I loved the way it looked, but it just felt weird on me. It just didn't feel like it fit properly. And again, I don't think this is a fault of either of one of these patterns. I think it's just the way that my body is, and that's okay. I really love this. I think it is absolutely stunning. I feel like I would maybe knit another one in a size or two larger, so it's just so oversized. Like, I don't have to worry about the fit. I don't have to worry about the fit. It can just be big and cozy, and that's about it. But this is, it's too small to like get away with weird fit issues on my body. So I don't know what to do with it. I might ask my sister if she's interested, or anybody else is interested. If nobody I know is interested in it, I just don't know. I don't want it to just sit and not be loved. I don't know. But let's move on to things that are so happy and so joyful and just fit amazing and are literally one of my favorite sweaters ever. Okay, this is another sweater knit out of hand-dyed yarn. This one is from Coast to Coast Yarn Co. The yarn was like yarn from a yarn swap, and then some yarn that was gifted / traded with me from another lovely knitter out in the worlds. I knit this in broken seeds, broken rib, and no pattern. It's got a folded collar. It's got short rows to make it so it fits nicely around my neck. It's soft. It's a color that I love. It is mildly variegated, but not in a way that's like, bam, that's variegated yarn. Like, it's like subtle. It looks marled more than it looks variegated, right? I didn't alter skeins either, and it looks fabulous. I love this sweater so much. It is probably my favorite. It might be my favorite. It's so comfortable and so soft. I wore this so much after I finished it. Yeah. Obviously, this one is staying in my wardrobe for like forever. It's so fabulous. I love it very, very much. Oh, I should say, I held it double with Hobbie's Alpaca Blaze. So it has like this like foofy, fluffy alpaca-y halo, which is really nice. I will say the Alpaca Blaze is not my favorite of the alpacas. I have recently discovered Drops Alpaca Silk. That's a dream. It's so much softer than the Alpaca Blaze from Hobbii, and it's more budget friendly. So this next sweater is the Classic by Espostrico. It is a free pattern, and I knit this out of Hobbie's Divina. I had to think about it there for a second. This is Hobbie's Divina. This yarn was kindly gifted to me to show off here on YouTube's and Instagram, etc. So yeah, this was gifted to me. I really like this yarn. It's very fluffy and soft and very light and drapey and airy. It is fabulous. Now, I did play a bit of yarn chicken with this sweater. Should have gotten another ball. Should have gotten another ball. It's okay. It's fine. I don't know how I feel about this sweater. It's okay. It's okay. It fits everywhere beautifully except for the neck. I'm not an enormous fan of how wide and tall it is. I have thought about tacking it down and making it a folded collar, but even then it feels a little wide. I don't know. It's pretty decent though. It's not a terrible sweater. It is very like oversized and boxy. I would have liked it to have been longer, but again, was playing yarn chicken, so I didn't go as long as I probably would have to begin with. But I really like this sweater. I am going to keep this one and continue to wear it, and then I'm sure at some point in the future I'll stop wearing it as I fill like my wardrobe up with other sweaters, and then maybe in the future I'll find it a new home if I like it less then. The color is my favorite thing about this sweater. It is so good. I want more garments in this color. So yeah, it's a really fabulous sweater. It's not my favorite, but I still really like it, and I'm sure it will still get lots of wear this fall and winter. The next sweater I have is the Harlow Sweater V-Neck by Caidree. It has this fabulous folded V-neck, which looks so good when it's on. Like, oh my goodness, it's so good. I knit this out of Holskarn's Tides, which is a wool and silk base. It's very nice. And then I held it double with Alpaca Blaze from Hobie. And yeah, it's really nice. I do wish I had knit it a little bit longer in the body. I think I stopped short because I was just done with this sweater. I wasn't enjoying the yarn with this project very much. I think the yarn was a little too thin for the gauge that this was supposed to be knit at. Like, I hit gauge, but it's too loose. I should have used a thicker yarn because Holskarn's fingering is lighter than your typical fingering. It's like a light fingering bordering on lace weight. So that held with the lace weight Alpaca Blaze. We were more like a sport weight rather than the DK the pattern called for. So my gauge is a bit loose, but I still love this sweater so much. I love the color. The color is amazing. It fits decently besides the length being a touch short. I really like this sweater. As of right now, I have no plans to take it from my wardrobe. It will probably live in my wardrobe for a decent amount of time. I mean, in the future, I might like revisit it if I make another one that I like the gauge of a little bit more. So yeah, I really love this sweater though. I would like to make another Harlow sweater V-neck in the future because it is amazing and I really like it. Here we are at the last sweater. We've made it to the last garment that I have made, that I still have currently in my wardrobe. This is my most recent finished sweater. This is an unnamed raglan that I made out of some Drops Saffron, which is a cotton yarn. I love this cotton yarn so very, 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 very much. This yarn is soft and it breathes. I love the color. I love the texture. It just is fabulous. Now, this being said, I'm not sure I'm going to keep this sweater. But Sarah, you just finished it. I know, I just finished it. And I love the yarn, but I needed more short rows. I knit the amount of short rows I would knit in like a DK or a worsted weight sweater. But this is a fingering weight sweater and it needs more rows to make up that amount of like space. So it doesn't fit very good on my neck and it really pulls. I wore it all day the other day. I was doing a lot of tugging and pulling at my neck all day, shifting the shoulders forward and moving it. I don't know, but it's so beautiful. Look at this gorgeous little rolled collar. It's so nice and the twisted rib is just beautiful. I think it's a beautiful sweater and honestly it was so affordable. This yarn to knit this whole garment, plus I still have 1.5 balls. So this plus the 1.5 balls I have not used in this, it was $13 to make this. $13 and I love it. I love it so much. So I think I'm gonna ask. Honestly, I enjoyed working on this. I probably, like, it was a little bit longer of a process for this because I think I knit it on 3.5mm needles. But I enjoyed it. It did take longer, but that's okay. I don't mind it when projects take longer. I like the color. I like everything about it, but I can't handle the neck. It's just, it pulls a little too much. And if it was like pulled a little higher or a little lower, it'd be fine, but it hits me like right in this spot that just sets me off. Like, it makes me so anxious. So I'm gonna ask my sister if she wants it, and if she doesn't, we'll move on to other people, see if anybody else is interested. And I'm just gonna buy some more Drop Saffron and knit another cotton sweater because I really like it and I don't mind redoing it. It's fine. I'm just not gonna frog this one because I think it's a perfectly fine sweater and I think somebody else would love it. It's just not quite for me, and that's okay. Again, I only spent $13 on this yarn, so I don't mind giving it to somebody else at all. Like, somebody else could enjoy this and like it, etc. So yeah, that was all of my sweaters that I knit that are in my wardrobe. I have a few things I plan on frogging and gifting, finding new homes for. Overall, though, I'm very happy with everything that is in my wardrobe. I do have some holes that I am wanting to fill. I would like to have a couple more bigger, boxier like sweaters to really cozy up in. And I would like to have some more cardigans. That's kind of my goal at the moment for my wardrobe. I have some patterns in mind along with some yarn that I may do a future video for, just kind of like how I'm wanting to, you know, fill my wardrobe, etc. I also have all of my summer garments, which is not an enormous amount, that I will share eventually. Maybe I'll do that in spring. I'll show you like all the things that I made. But yeah, that's everything. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know which one was your favorite. We know which one was my favorite. That brown sweater, so good. But let me know which one you really liked. Are there any sweaters that you're like, oh no, why would you have that in your wardrobe? Let me know, I don't mind. We all have different style and taste, and I love discussing that. It's a lot of fun. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you would like to see future ones from me, make sure you hit that subscribe down below. You will also find all my links to all the other places down below in the description box, along with my Ko-Fi if you'd like to buy me a cup of tea to say thank you for putting out all this content here on YouTube. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye.